I had one question. What can't this printer do? I did enough research before getting it to know that it's awesome for making shirts with, but I wanted to see what other types of materials that I could add designs to. So I printed and pressed on shirts, hats, bags, wood, stone, you name it. Some materials worked way better than I expected, and a few totally shocked me. And if you're anything like me, once you see what this printer can do, you're going to start thinking, could I turn this into a business? The best part, it's way more doable than you might think. With the Procolored F13 DTF printer, you can print custom designs on almost any fabric, making it so much easier to start a small business right from home. I didn't want to stop at just t-shirts though. I wanted to see what else this printer could really do. So I heat pressed designs onto hats, bags, koozies, wood, and even slate. It was so fun testing out everything, and honestly, the results blew me away. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Kerri Crafts It, formerly known as Criccuter. I changed the name recently because we cover so much more now, like laser engraving, sublimation, and of course, DTF printing. But what is DTF printing? DTF stands for direct-to-film printing. You print your design onto a special film, sprinkle adhesive powder on it, cure it in an oven, and then press it onto your blank. It bonds the design onto almost any surface or color. No more being stuck with just white polyester like sublimation. If you're thinking about starting a custom business, DTF printing is a total game changer. You can make colorful, detailed designs on shirts, hats, bags, pretty much anything you want. It's fast, easy to learn, and you don't have to mess with cutting, layering, or weeding vinyl. In just one day, I made a huge stack of projects. I made custom can koozies, perfect for wedding favors, and I found similar ones selling for around $4 to $7 each on Etsy. I made some Star Wars shirts for my husband, and they came out so good.
This is legit. It feels just like it does from the store. I love this. This is sick.
I made this rainbow Let Them t-shirt, and I'm obsessed with how bright and vibrant it came out. Look at those colors. I even heat pressed full color photos onto wooden coasters, which seriously blew my mind because usually there's no way to do that unless you paint by hand, and how are you going to hand paint a photo? How perfect would it be to sell photo ornaments like these during Christmas time? Slap on a great design from Creative Fabrica, which is also where I get all of my fonts and designs. For only $3.99 a month, you can get an unlimited subscription, which gives you unlimited commercial downloads of all the stuff on their website. When you have a t-shirt business, you need designs, and Creative Fabrica is my go-to place for all of my designs. You can click the link in my video description to learn more about Creative Fabrica. I also made some really pretty slate coasters too, and they looked so fancy and professional. It was a full-on crafting marathon, and the best part is it didn't even feel overwhelming because the process is so simple. If you're ready to level up from Cricut crafts, this is it. No cutting, no weeding, no layering. You just print, powder, cure, and press. And you don't even have to sell finished shirts if you don't want to. You could sell just the DTF transfers. Sites like 143vinyl.com sell 5-foot gang sheets for about $40, which is a pretty sweet side hustle if you ask me. Just love that it's great for personal use and business use. If you've used iron-on vinyl or sublimation before, you know the struggle. With vinyl, you have to cut it, weed it, and layer it perfectly. With sublimation, you're stuck with white polyester only. I don't know about you, but I hate wearing white clothes. Obviously, I'm in black now. It's like the only color I wear. So being able to make all of my own designs onto black shirts is totally going to change my wardrobe. DTF printing skips all of those limitations. You can print vibrant, full-color designs and apply them to almost anything you want. It's faster, it's easier, and it's way more versatile. Plus, it prints on rolls, so you can gang up tons of designs and print them all at once, which is perfect for big projects like fundraisers, team sports, Etsy shops, or other event orders. Before we get deeper into the printing process, I just want to say a huge thank you to Procolored for sponsoring today's video and for sending me this DTF printer and oven to test out and share with you guys. And because I always keep it real here, let's talk about how some of the projects went. When I tried putting a photo on a wooden ornament, I learned that the DTF design sits a little bit more like a sticker or heat transfer vinyl on top of the wood, and it doesn't actually soak into the wood. I resized the picture a little too big, and it wrapped over the edges, which made it look messy and made peeling the carrier sheet tricky. But it did stick really well.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Shit. From a distance, it looked awesome, but up close, you could see the wood rings showing through my skin, which made me look a little wrinkly. I like to think my skin doesn't look like that quite yet. If the wood had been sanded super smooth, I don't think it would have been a problem, and if I resized the image to be smaller, it would have fit perfectly. So I flipped the ornament over and tried again on the back, this time with a cute Stay Positive graphic. It's not Christmassy, and I was planning on putting it on something else, but it was the perfect size for the ornament, and I just wanted to see if I could make it stick the right way when it was resized properly. So I made sure it was sized right and put it inside the ornament edges, and I used my brayer tool to smooth it flat, and it came out absolutely perfect. I felt like the brayer tool was a must for getting it to really stick onto that wood. Gets it right in the grooves. With canned Coozies, the first 3 pressed perfectly, but the 4th peeled up a little bit with the film. I think it's because the font was so skinny and it probably needed to be pressed with more pressure. Sometimes automatic heat presses just don't give enough pressure. I have the new HTV ROT Automatic Heat Press 2, which has adjustable pressure, but I have the pressure turned up all the way, and I still kind of felt like it wasn't enough. No big deal, I just flipped it over and tried again, and it pressed perfectly. The Slate coasters looked amazing, but I learned that if you leave too much powder on your film, it can melt into the slate and be a little visible. So just make sure you really shake the extra powder off. And be careful if you heat press slate because it stays hot forever after heat pressing. So make sure you let it cool down all the way. I stuck mine in a cold window. Use oven mitts or something to protect your skin. And don't peel off any of the film until it's totally cooled down. All of the shirts that I made came out absolutely perfect. The only time I had an issue was when I scratched a design by accidentally dropping the film on the floor. But I pressed it onto a black shirt and you couldn't even tell.
Do you love your new outfit?
Yeah, it's the best. It's so cold out here.
The tote bag turned out so cute. It says emotional baggage. Just kidding, as if it would all fit in here. I thought it seemed fitting for a tote bag. For hats, I made 3. The first one says local egg dealer, no lowballing, I know what I got, and was pressed right over the seam and it came out great. I was worried. I didn't think that it would look good right in the middle of the seam, but I wanted to try. The second, with my logo on a black hat, didn't come out as good because the seam showed through the white design. I thought that maybe if I reprinted the design and pressed it right over the first one, that it would kind of act as more of like a backdrop and make it like not show through, but it didn't. You can still see the seam through the hat. But with the third hat, I took my logo and I placed it off-center on a gray hat and it came out absolutely perfect. So it's important to avoid seams, and if you're working with a totally white design, then put that on a lighter color blank. Honestly, a little trial and error is totally normal with new equipment, but everything still looked so good, and the Procolored F13 handled everything I threw at it like a champ. There was a few little hiccups along the way with certain projects, but nothing that I couldn't fix. One huge advantage of DTF printing that sets it apart from everything else is that it prints white ink. It lays down a white layer behind your design so your colors stay bright and pop even on dark fabrics. No more faded designs. Sublimation printers don't print white ink, and that's why with that t-shirt making method, you have to use a white or light colored material, and it has to be polyester, which is hard to find and more expensive. I love my $2.99 Gildan shirts from Michaels, and sometimes they go on sale for $1.99, and they come in all different colors, so DTF printing is great because you get all the different colors you want, any fabric, perfect. Before you transfer your design, you heat press your blank for about 10 seconds to remove any wrinkles or moisture in the fabric. Then take a lint roller and clean it really well, especially if you have pets, because even tiny fuzz can ruin a transfer. And another tip, make sure you use a heat pressing pillow for things like tote bags and thicker fabrics because it helps the material puff up and give a flat surface when you're trying to press. And you'll need heat resistant tape if you're pressing hats or curved surfaces to keep the design from sliding around. When you're shopping for heat resistant tape, you'll find that it comes in different colors like blue and gold. I didn't know at first that those colors actually made a difference. The blue heat-resistant tape is stronger and works better on fabrics like hats. When I tried to use the gold thermal tape on a hat in the past, it didn't work and it just popped right off of the fabric. so make sure you go for blue if you need a strong hold. After printing, sprinkle on adhesive powder while the ink is still wet. Don't let it dry. Tap the film to shake off the extra powder. Cure it in the oven according to the recommendations on the DTF powder you're using. I used at 135 degrees Celsius or 275 degrees Fahrenheit for 250 seconds. You'll know you did it right if you see the telltale orange peel texture that DTF prints are known for. Then press at 165 degrees Celsius or 330 degrees Fahrenheit for 45 seconds. Let it cool completely before peeling. Repeat, don't peel it when it's hot. Let it cool totally. Then do a quick second press with butcher paper to melt away any leftover adhesive and get a smooth finished look. DTF printing is seriously amazing. You create full-color, professional-looking, custom products at home. No crazy machines, no expensive blanks, no huge learning curve. It opens up so many creative possibilities. If you're serious about starting or expanding your crafting business, I highly recommend checking out the Procolored F13 DTF printer. And to make your life even easier, I made a free DTF beginner's cheat sheet that you can download to keep right next to your heat press. Grab it at my blog, kerricraftsit.com, and check out my full DTF Tips for Beginners blog post too. And a big thank you again to Procolored for sponsoring today's video and letting me test out and share this awesome printer and oven with all of you. If you found this video helpful, give it a like, hit that subscribe button, and turn on those notifications so you don't miss future tutorials. And if you love this DTF project marathon, you're going to love what's next. Click right here to watch me laser engrave a photo onto jewelry. It's so cool and surprisingly easy. I'll meet you over there.